Hello, and I'm here with a movie star, Elizabeth.
Oh, damn. What's up?
What's going on? Speaking of fun, we're going to watch a short film live right here. Not live, but we're going to watch it here.
It's live for us right now.
That's right. So we may have to turn the volume down and kind of degrade the image because it's a full film. So if you're going to watch this, get your own screen and put it on at the same time and watch it along with us. This is kind of like a live watch along with us. It's only 7 minutes, so you should be able to handle it. So we'll give you a second.
Get a drink.
Now we're going to get your screen up.
Join us.
Here we go. Okay, so we don't want to break any copyright laws, so we're going to probably degrade this so you'll know. Okay, everybody ready to go? Here we go. See, this is Dear CSK.
Okay.
Why is it blue? Okay.
Dear CSK, நம்ம நாட்டில் வாழ்கிற முக்கால்வாசி பொண்ணுங்க ஒரே விஷயத்தை தான் கேட்டு நம்பி வளர்ந்துருக்காங்க. பசங்க வேறு, பொண்ணுங்க வேறு. அதில் நானும் ஒருத்தி. செப்டம்பர் 21, 1989 சென்னை மலைன்னு ஒரு சின்ன ஊருக்கு கொற்ற மழையில் கடவுள் ஒரு பார்சல் அனுப்புகிறாரு. அதுதான் நான். அம்மா அப்பா வேண்டினது ஒரு ஆண் குழந்தைக்காக தான். இருந்தாலும் என்னை ஒரு குறையும் வைக்காம ராணி மாதிரி வளர்த்தாங்க. சில டேர்ம்ஸ் அண்ட் கண்டிஷன்ஸோட. 2 வருஷத்துக்கு அப்புறம் அம்மா அப்பா வேண்டினது நடந்துச்சு. என் தம்பி பிறந்தான். என்னன்னு தெரியல, சின்ன வயசுலேருந்தே அவனுக்கும் எனக்கும் வேறு வேறு ரூல்ஸ். ஏன்னு கேட்டால் பசங்க வேறு, பொண்ணுங்க வேறுன்னு அம்மா சொல்லுவாங்க. எனக்கு வாங்கி தர கிஃப்ட்டு, துணிமணி எல்லாமே பிங்காக இருக்கும். ஆனால் அவனுக்கு ப்ளூ. எனக்கு பொம்மை, அவனுக்கு ரிமோட் கண்ட்ரோல் கார். எனக்கு பரதநாட்டியம் கிளாஸ், அவனுக்கு கிரிக்கெட் கோச்சிங். என்ன வீட்டுக்கு வெளியே போக அவ்வளோ விடலை. அவன் வீட்டில் அவ்வளோ இருந்ததே இல்லை. ஒரு நாள் என் ஸ்கூல் கோச் வந்து என்னை வாலிபால் டீமில் செலக்ட் பண்ணார். ஆனால் நான் கருத்துருவேன்னு அம்மா என்னை விளையாட விடலை. பாஸ்கெட் பால் டீமில் செலக்ட் ஆனேன். ஆனால் நான் ரொம்ப உயரமாயிடுவேன். அதிகமாக உயரமாக இருக்கிற பொண்ணை யாரும் கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்க மாட்டாங்கன்னு அம்மா என்னை விளையாட விடலை. டென்னிஸ்னால் குட்டி ஸ்கர்ட் போடணும், ஸ்விம்மிங்னா ஸ்விம் சூட் போடணும், அத்லெட்டிக்ஸ்னால் அடிப்படும், சொந்தக்காரங்க இப்படி பேசுவாங்க, அடுத்த வீட்டாண்டி அப்படி பேசுவாங்க, இப்படி அப்படின்னு சொல்லி எப்படியோ எனக்கு ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் மேலே இருந்த இன்ட்ரெஸ்டே போயிடுச்சு. வாழ்க்கையில் வேண்டிய நேரத்தில் சமைக்க கற்றுக்கணும், ஆனால் சமையலே நம்ம வாழ்க்கையாக மாறிடக்கூடாதுன்னு நான் படிப்பு மேலே கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ண ஆரம்பித்தேன். காலேஜ் படிக்க வெளியூர் அனுப்பி விடுங்கன்னு அப்பா கிட்ட கெஞ்சி எப்படியோ சென்னைக்கு வந்து இறங்கினேன். ஆரம்பத்தில் எனக்கு சென்னை சுத்தமாக பிடிக்கலை. அந்த அழுக்கு, கூட்டம், வேகம், எங்கே நடந்தாலும் உள்ளுக்குள்ளே ஒரு பயம். இவ்வளோ வருஷம் கேர்ள்ஸ் ஸ்கூலில் படித்ததுக்கப்புறம் சடனாக கோ எஜுகேஷன் காலேஜ் வேறு. பசங்கக்கிட்ட எப்படி பேசணும், பழகணும் ஒன்றுமே தெரியல. ஒதுங்கியே இருந்தேன். அட்லீஸ்ட் வீட்டில் இருக்கிற ரூல்ஸ் இனிமேல் இருக்காது, ஹாஸ்டலில் கெத்தாக இண்டிபெண்ட்டாக தங்க போகிறோன்னு ஒரு எதிர்பார்ப்பு இருந்துச்சு. ஆனால் இங்கே வந்து பார்த்தா வெஸ்டர்ன் க்ளோத்ஸ் போடக்கூடாது, வெளியே போகணுன்னா அம்மா அப்பாவோட சிக்னேச்சர் வேணும், 10 மணிக்கு மேலே ஃபோன் பேசக்கூடாது, 6 மணிக்குள்ளே ஹாஸ்டலுக்கு வந்துடணும். சில நாளுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் பாய்ஸ் ஹாஸ்டலில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ரூலுமே கிடையாதுன்னு தெரிய வந்துச்சு. அம்மா சொன்ன அதே வார்த்தை, பசங்க வேறு, பொண்ணுங்க வேறு. இதை தட்டி கேட்க 2 பொண்ணுங்க நின்னாங்க. ஆனால் எங்களுக்கு தைரியமே வரல. எதுக்கு நமக்கு வீண் பிரச்சனைன்னு விட்டுட்டோம். எனக்குன்னு 2 ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஹாஸ்டலில் இருந்து கிளாஸ், கிளாஸில் இருந்து ஹாஸ்டல், எப்போவாச்சும் சேர்ந்து போய் ஒரு படம் பார்க்குறது. அப்படியே ஒரு செமஸ்டர் முடிஞ்சிருச்சு. செகண்ட் செமஸ்டர், ஏப்ரல் மாதம். எங்களுக்கு கிரிக்கெட் பற்றி ஏதாவது தெரியுமோ இல்லையோ, மொத்த காலேஜ்லேயும் ஐபிஎல் பற்றி மட்டும்தான் பேச்சு. எப்படியாவது ஸ்டேடியம் போய் அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு மேட்ச் பார்க்கணுன்னு நாங்கள் பிளான் பண்ணோம். 23rd April 2008 ஹாஸ்டல் வார்டன் கிட்ட பல போய் சொல்லி பெர்மிஷன் வாங்கி வாட்டி கிளாஸ் பசங்களோட சேர்ந்து 27 பஸ் பிடிச்சி சேப்பாக் ஸ்டேடியம் வந்து இறங்கணும். அவ்வளோ சத்தம், அவ்வளோ கூட்டம், உள்ளுக்குள்ள ஒரு பயம். ஆனால் எப்போ நான் அந்த ஸ்டேடியத்துக்குள்ளே கால் எடுத்து வச்சேனோ, அந்த நாள் நம்ம எவ்வளோ ரன் அடித்தோம், மேன் ஆஃப் த மேட்ச் யார், அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு ஞாபகம் இல்லை. ஆனால் நான் பார்த்த சில முகங்கள், சில காட்சிகள் என்னால் கடைசி மூச்சு வரைக்கும் மறக்க முடியாது. அடிக்கிற மேலமும் கொற்ற வேர்வையும் பறக்கிற விசிலும் கலந்த அந்த உப்பு காற்றுல ஆயிரக்கணக்கான பேர் மத்தியில் ஒரு ஆள், எவன் பார்க்குற கவலையே இல்லாமல் உடம்பு ஃபுல்லாக மஞ்சள் பெயிண்ட் பூசி ஆடுறாரு. அதே மாதிரி 3 சியர் லீடர்ஸ் எங்கள் காலேஜ் ட்ரெஸ் கோடெல்லாம் தூக்கி அடிக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு குட்டி ட்ரெஸ் போட்டு ஆடுறாங்க. அதை பார்த்து 3 பொம்பளைங்க மஞ்சள் சாரி கட்டிட்டு விசில் அடிக்கிறாங்க. ஒவ்வொரு நடுவில் ஒரு அம்மா அவங்களோட பையன் கன்னத்தில் பெயிண்ட் அடிச்சு விடுறாங்க. 6 விழும்போது ஒரு அப்பா அவரோட பொண்ணை தூக்கி வச்சு கொண்டாடுறாரு. வெளி உலகத்தில் வேணா சில வேறுபாடு இருக்கலாம், ஆனால் இங்கே மதம் இல்லை, ஜாதி இல்லை, பணக்காரங்க இல்லை, ஏழைங்க இல்லை, பசங்க இல்லை, பொண்ணுங்க இல்லை. ஆக மொத்தத்தில் இங்கே பிங்க் இல்லை, ப்ளூ இல்லை, வெறும் எல்லோ தான். அது எப்படி? சின்ன வயசில் என்னை ஸ்போர்ட்ஸில் சேர விடலை. ஆனால் அதுக்காக நான் என் அப்பா அம்மாவை ப்ளேம் பண்ண முடியாது. ஏன்னா பசங்க வேறு பொண்ணுங்க வேறுன்னு சொல்கிறதும் அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி தடைகளை வைக்கிறதும் இந்த சமூகத்தோட வேலை. ஆனால் அதை உடைக்கிறது நம்ம கையில் தான் இருக்குது. 3 வருஷத்தில் கற்றுக்க முடியாத ஒரு விஷயத்த 3 மணி நேரத்துக்குள்ளே என்னோட முதல் CSK மேட்ச் கற்றுக் கொடுத்துருச்சு. அந்த நாள்லேருந்து CSK இஸ் நாட் அ கிரிக்கெட் டீம், இட்ஸ் a way of life. போன 10 வருஷத்தில் நான் காலேஜ் பாஸ் பண்ணேன், வேலை வாங்கி அம்மா அப்பாவோட சண்டை போட்டு புரிய வச்சு பிடிச்ச பையனை கட்டிக்கிட்டேன். 3 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி எங்களுக்கு ஒரு பொண்ணு பிறந்தா. ஆனால் இவளுக்கும் இந்த உலகம் தான் வாழ்க்கையை எப்படி வாழணும்னு கற்றுக் கொடுக்க ட்ரை பண்ணுறதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் அவளோட முதல் CSK மேட்ச்க்கு கூட்டிகிட்டு வந்தேன்.
Wow. Wow, that was not what I expected.
No, I'm like fully emotional.
I know, I'm kind of like chills from all that. See, that's where I feel like things like that, sports kind of transcend even the idea of sports. They become identity, they become freedom. I mean, I can't believe women still have to live like that.
I think that is one thing that sports doesn't often get sort of its due for. Like, I'm a fan of many things. Like, sports aren't really a thing that I find fandom in, but because it is so accessible and so universal, it can provide like an emotional safe space in a way that like this just beautifully illustrated. And a lot of it like super hit home. I went to an all-girls school. My brother went to an all-boys school. We're 4 years apart, and none of the rules I had, he didn't have. Like a bunch of the things she was saying, I was like,
that's interesting.
Like, it was very glass menagerie. Like, my parents loved me so hard. Like, they were wonderful. I had a wonderful childhood. But I was very protected, very sheltered. I went to a school where I graduated with 31 other girls. So the first time I was in a co-ed experience in college, I walked into my first class. It was an auditorium class. I thought there was a typo on my like typed out and printed, because I'm old as dirt, schedule syllabus. So I showed up,
paper,
like, I'm here, and walk in, and it's 400 people in an auditorium. Boys, girls, everyone. Like, I was like, is this for real? Oh my God. And then I threw up, because that was the most people I'd ever been around in my life. Like, I was like, I can't do this. So yeah, I get your world feeling very small, and it's by people who love you for the best of intentions, but it's not serving anyone. And it's very heartening for me as a commentator on any media coming from a place to see something like this, because these are my values. This, sounds like like this shows me that there is more uniting us all even than
Exactly. There's still work to do. That's interesting. You had kind of a similar experience to what she had, which was going from all girl schools to all of a sudden being thrown into higher education with co-ed, and like going, what? And that she wasn't even happy at first because it kind of just blew her mind too much.
It's culture shock in a way that like it's almost impossible to do what you're supposed to be there to do. Like to learn, for me, college, I had to try it twice before it stuck. The first time around, I literally like I ended up failing out. Like I just had a sort of a panic attack that lasted like a whole semester. It was so much. It was just a lot for me. I'm one of those people I think would have benefited from taking a year, like a gap year and just chilling for a minute. But this resonated with me in a lot of ways.
It's powerful. And they can try and reaffirm gender roles all the time, and that's done even in like kind of those passive small ways, those kind of mini microaggressions like the pink and the blue.
That all was hitting home,
separating, like that's so weird when you think about that.
Well, as the mother of a small girl, like
right,
it still is very it's very concretely defined sort of what is expected of each, in an age and day where you hear public fights actively against that being like the status quo. We still live in very much in a world where like Target is going to present it as pink and blue. Like if you're going to a baby shower, this is still the safest thing to do.
Gender reveal, it's like, why are there even gender reveals anymore with the color? Get out of here.
None of that, please. But it's just trying to give a child room to be whatever they're going to be is a challenge. Like I totally get wanting to just keep them really close and give them a lot of rules so that you feel they're always safe.
Right.
But you can't, you just have to find a way even at the youngest age to like let it really give them room. They have to. You can't, they'll stay as little as the box you put them in, I feel like. So exactly. I was given less opportunities, I think, than a lot of the boys of my age for a lot of similar reasons. Like it was always like I would get hurt. I could do dance. I could do certain things, but
the girly things.
Yeah. It was very clearly sort of defined what was expected. But I liked the use of animation for this because it really presented a delicate, like a fragility to the story that really matches the tone emotionally in a way that worked really well.
I liked they were almost like pencil drawings. A lot of it looked like pencil, and it was very, like you said, very delicate, very minimal. It wasn't this highly produced thing. And in fact, I'm looking at a description of it, and it says it's a simple story of how a cricket team came to change the way we look at ourselves. It was created using 3,000 hand-drawn frames over the course of 50 days and launched by 2,000 CSK fans. So it's all very much like a labor of love, hand-done.
You can tell, you can feel
message. That. Yeah, and you can feel the emotion in it. I mean, it was just, and there's sort of this distinction, like you're talking about, that boys and girls are different. They are different, but we're all still equal. And I don't think people understand that equality is not being treated like women should not be treated as men. Men should not be treated as women. We just need to treat equally. It's not about being treated the same. People get same and equal confused. And I think in this one, that was another
equal is a matter of respect. Same is a matter of mannerism. Like
exactly. Yeah. Like, we don't want to be men. We just want to be taken seriously and heard like men. And I don't think it's hard. I think for men to understand that, and I don't think they even mean to do it on purpose. How they kind of dismiss women a lot of times. Just they just move forward with their own opinion because they've been taught that they are being listened to, that the man has the opinion, so this was pretty powerful stuff. I'm glad that it was suggested. I was kind of like, oh no, it's a thing about sports. I'm not going to know what it means, but it wasn't about sports. It was about freedom and identity.
This would be a really cool short to show anybody really who doesn't get sports. I think this is a cool, very palatable way to explain what the community around something that might seem so silly to someone who's not engaging with it.
Exactly. So I'm glad we got to do it as girls looking at this, because it seemed appropriate that, we could relate to a lot of it. I mean, it's not as extreme as the situation in this where, we're only allowed to, cook and clean and take care of a man and have babies, even though that's still kind of there. There's still a little bit of that, but we have a lot more options in America to go out in the world and find fame and fortune or whatever you want to do. But it's still a struggle because you're still not treated equally to men, even when you go out there. So we're working on it. We're trying. That's why we have a podcast. So we're just doing it here.
Yeah.
Women talking about stuff. That's what we do.
Guess what I did on Rose Watch PLL 2, which is a Pretty Little Liars podcast. So I won a contest to be a guest host on their show and do like a commentary track on a couple of episodes of Pretty Little Liars. So I was super excited. I've been a fan for years. I love what they do. They've also recently written a book, YA, like Pulp Fiction. It's awesome. You should check it out. It's Trouble. The most recent one is Trouble Takes a Holiday.
That's cool.
It's very modern Nancy Drew. It's pretty badass. However, I showed up as a guest on this show, being, let's say, seasoned in the art of just being me on camera and
just being Elizabeth. That's what they got. They got their money's worth.
And so I'm just not sure they were ready for the velocity of energy and just character that was coming their way. And I was in rare form. Like, I had this killer day at work. Like, I was just like in a really good mood. Yeah, it was a lot of, I had an absolute blast. Thank you guys so much for having me.
That's cool.
Thank you to James Taylor and Marco Sparks. It really was, it's rad. I've listened to that podcast for years. It was awesome. So here's what happened. You know I love you guys because I'm just telling embarrassing, like, this is like those, like, right into your teen magazine, like, and then the tissue in my bra fell out. Like, this is embarrassing. This is a mortifying moment. I'm sharing with y'all. I'm being vulnerable.
That's right.
We're just like that. We're tight. So I like music a lot. I come from a real musical family. My dad's a musician, and for funsies, like as a hobby, I play guitar. I write some. I do jingles. Like, there are just little projects that I love working on when I have time, which is never. But so a long time ago, I recorded this little acoustic, just playing around this track of my own that I'm playing a song that's very noteworthy in an episode of Pretty Little Liars. We have so many people watching this. There has to be some crossover in this Venn diagram. So I'm just going to try this out. The song it is that I played acoustic is it's called Teddy Bear's Picnic. It is a creepy song from my youth. My dad used to, around Halloween, play all the, like, super retro classic, like, novelty songs,
right.
Like, think Monster Mash, but, like, deeper cuts. So this was one of those. It's for kids, but it's creepy. Very, like, whatever. It's like a nursery rhyme kind of, like, structure. So there's a character in Pretty Little Liars, Mona, my favorite, and she sings this song at the beginning of one of the episodes that I did a commentary track on with the guys. I thought it would be cute and fun and funny and maybe useful in some way as, like, a bumper or intro for the podcast episode to send them with very little explanation the clip of me singing that in Gmail, like, in our thread about, like, they're like, here's the Zoom link, we can't wait. And I'm like, oh, big fan, can't wait, it's going to be awesome. And then sent them, I'm just going to play it. This is what I sent them. Because in context with the show, it makes so much sense. And I'm like, this is, like, I'm so used to just being me. And, like,
as you should be.
You know, like, honestly, like, this has been such a great platform to just, like, have fun and be myself. Thanks for letting me show up all the time and do that.
Just show up and be yourself.
Right. But so here, now, to me, it's cute. It's funny, whatever. Maybe they can use it. Imagine if you're them and you just had this, like, kind of like, whoa experience with this person that won a contest, right? With no prompting at all. And again, very little explanation, just thinking they'll know because they are obsessed with the show too. You open your email and hear this. If you go down to the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. We'll go down to the woods today. You better go in disguise. I do love this song.
That's so cute.
Teddy bears, y'all. So
That's awesome.
I'm like, let me read your audiobook for you, please. Because I want to do voiceover work. And they're probably literally like, can you get a virtual restraining order? If the person, because they're like out where you are, like they're all west.
Oh my God.
But guys, I had a blast. Like for real, I'm not crazy. You can ask any of my parents
crazy.
here. I'm just,
which is what every crazy person says, but that's
you know.
But she does a lot. You know, what it is. Nobody wants unfiltered. Just go for it. That's what we want.
That's what I assume, and then sometimes I'm like,
you forget that some.
I don't know if the volume should go to 11 every time, but if y'all want to hear more of that kind of shenanigan, and who wouldn't? Please check out Bros Watch PLL2, the podcast, wherever you get podcasts. And for, I guess, 2 episodes in a row, I'll be the guest on a commentary track. You can watch the episode of Pretty Little Liars along with us. I talk about whose dads I would bang.
Oh, that's good.
It's just, if you're an Elizabeth fan,
who's the number one dad you would bang on that show?
It would be interesting. Allison De Laurentiis's dad, okay. Mr. D. He's the actor. You would totally recognize him, and I can't think. I'm so steeped in the like lore of that show. He is Ken De Laurentiis forever and ever. Amen to me. I'll have to look up, and I'm sure you'll be like, oh, that guy. Oh God, what if you've like met him? What if you? I'm gonna look up.
I know. Really?
Lifetime, you guys. Oh, what is this man's name?
Exactly. What the hell? Okay, so anyway, Jim Abel. I have not heard of him, but he's he's very cute.
I get very confused about my own feelings about these shows because I could be their mother, literally.
So
because they're supposed to be 16.
Right.
And so that math hurts my feelings and it confuses me. It makes me feel really weird about like when the teenage girls like, ooh, my man. And I'm like, that's right, girl. Like, I'm like, ooh.
It's like, ooh, are they too young?
And then I have to look up like, how old are they really? And then it's like taking me out of the story. It's a whole thing. Like,
that is creepy.
So if you'd like to hear me talk about one of these shows, check out Bros Watch PLL2.
Hear more about dads she wants to bang. It's awesome.
It's a lot of fun, y'all. And again, that would just be lovely if you could subscribe to their show. Let's just like, ooh, can I do a mini Taylor Swift Twitter? Okay, let's try this.
Okay.
Everybody who watches this, that's an Elizabeth fan anyway. If you're going to put hearts in the comments, how about that?
Do this.
I need to ask a favor of you.
That's right. If you want to respond to the hearts, you have to do something.
Elizabeth, Final Girl Scout Nation, subscribe to the Bros Watch PLL2. Mm-hmm. Kathy will put the logo up here or something to make it easier for you guys to spot.
Yeah.
Subscribe and like and rate 4 stars.
And say you heard.
So let's like, oh, this is even better. After I sent them a creepy ass song, I'm going to like do the virtual version of like singing Telegram. Like, let's just love bomb them on the platform. Get them a lot of likes and follows as a grand gesture of my thanks.
Thank you very much. That was Elizabeth.
Yeah, girl.
There you got it.
Yeah, girl.
We're promoting another podcast on this channel.
Do it though. Do it for real.
We're doing it. We're going to do it. I want to support all podcasts. Everyone's trying. So if you have a podcast, let us know.
I need to make it up to them because I feel like I really just made myself right at home.
I don't think you need to apologize. I'm sure they're thrilled. If anything, they're so happy to have someone with some energy and some enthusiasm.
It was fun.
So anyway, you guys, let us know what you think of this movie. I hope you got to see it on your own screen because it was beautiful. Like
that was super cool. Thanks for the suggestion. That was a good rec.
Thanks, Ken. Thank you. You said many good suggestions.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.